Hola and welcome to Monday Night Fire Shrike, everybody. And when we last left off, the Vescarium, the
We
empire.
finally made it.
Yep, the empire of the lizard-like Vesk, the warrior race of conquerors. And you're on Vesk Prime. And I kind of want to start off here real quick with a little bit of something. Um, Maybe like. Sure, you're aware that you have sat down on Vesk Prime and you're finally kind of feeling a little bit better from your injuries and being sick and whatever else. Maybe it's one of those deals where you kind of hear like everybody's sort of moving around, getting ready to do whatever they're going to do here on planet. And you probably hear Nurx and Vesa walking by out in the hallway. You just kind of hear as, yeah, that's the asshole. Captain Cervantes Cordrum. Yeah, he's a dick. And it just, their voices fade as they kind of walk away and whatnot. And maybe this is about the time like you're sort of coming out of you're coming out of your quarters, what have you. And as you're kind of watching, like maybe, I don't know if you mean to try to catch up with Nurx and Vesa or not, but you're interrupted either way as you're kind of looking at them. You hear footsteps from behind you, and the two Vesk walk by you, uh, and the bigger one, the one called Bazik, as soon as he kind of gets towards you, he's he he kind of nods in acknowledgement at first, but then he stops and he kind of squints for a minute, looks at you, and he turns around and interrupts your thoughts by patting you on the back like really hard. You know how it is when like somebody really big who doesn't know their own fucking strength pats you on the back, like it pushes you forward. He's like makes you kind of stumble forward a little bit. He goes, and this one. He's like, this little elf girl knows the exaltation of agony, and looks over at Isaki and goes, she is to be commended. And the female Vest kind of looks at him and like for a minute, for just a second, kind of annoyed, and he does that thing where he goes, she stood on the front line even as the fires raged around her, even as she was getting stabbed, and it was clear that she was going to die. She stayed and fought. The heart of it, she was like, she knows the exaltation of suffering. And he like pats you on the back really hard again. He's like, little elf girl, when you die, you will die a warrior's death.
Can you just stop calling me little elf girl?
And he goes, he goes, he goes, of course. And he goes,
Medium-sized elf girl it is.
he said, no, he goes, he's like, I shall call you warrior elf girl.
Can
And
we
he
drop
goes,
the
and
girl?
he just kind of looks puzzled for a second, and Isaki just shakes her head and goes, fools, and walks off. And Bazik takes a second, looks at you and looks at her as she's walking away, and shrugs and follows Isaki off.
Bye, Karen. Have a nice night.
Just like,
What the hell?
yeah, look, and but it was kind of, but it was probably not exactly the reaction you were expecting to get from him, but
Definitely not.
yeah.
Good, he's more than just an attack dog.
No. Would you at this point, like, there's probably a bunch of stuff on, and maybe like the thought, like the maybe the stuff with Bazik, and the stuff with like hearing Vesa and Nurx talking about Cordrum kind of makes you think, it like gives you a moment where like you get like this vision in your head of like standing on top of like a tower or something with like a bunch of people between you and him just throwing fireballs at him. You're just you're like, wait a minute. But you do also have a couple of messages on your communicator as well. One of them is from Qualu. I'm sure there's probably a few from like the captain or other people tagging you and things, but
Mm.
yeah, there's definitely messages like the but Qualos is right up at the front.
I can't breathe.
Don't die.
I feel like crap. I don't know. I feel like I'm fuck. I just smacked the mic. Do you hear that? I went to tuck the hair behind my ear and I was like, bam. I'm probably rubbing my shoulder because that asshole slapped the shit out of me twice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna wave at Karen and then I'm just gonna go find some coffee.
You go get some coffee. All right. Cool.
Oh, it's 2 questions. One, where's
Yes.
Amy?
She is not here tonight. She said she had some personal shit going on.
Okay. 2, who's rolling for me?
Who do you want to roll for you? I can assign them the permissions on your character sheet for you.
It was supposed to be Amy, but if I don't know. Does anybody
that's
want to
fucked
do it?
up.
What do you mean fucked up? We agreed on this 2 weeks ago when I was actually present in class.
Right? No,
Oh,
it's okay.
speaking of which, I move into my new place this week, Thursday.
Nice.
Awesome.
But I won't have internet yet, so it'll be a phone thing probably next week too.
That's
Okay.
fine. On the same note, I'm so glad to see that after 2 weeks you're finally done with space diarrhea.
Call it
Space
if I'm a good
diarrhea.
girl.
So, who do you want to do your rolls this week for you, if you need to make any?
Chris, you wanna?
Yeah, I did. That's why I was fucked up because I was like, really? You can't think of anyone that would want to like roll for you?
I
This
was gonna
level?
say
Roll
you or
numbers.
Mike, but I didn't want to pick favorites, so I was trying not to be a dick. Okay.
Oh, thank God you chose Chris. I don't know
I'll-
if I could handle a spellcaster right now.
I love you
There.
all equally.
There you go.
Favorite, and by a lot.
All right,
Sorry.
there you go. So that is exactly that. So
Okay,
Chris now has the permissions for you, so that if you need to make a roll, you can just yell at him.
Now I can steal all her money, all 13 credit.
I have shit for money.
I was like, gonna say
That was why I said 13.
yeah. So you're like maybe you're Ashira as you're heading off to get coffee. Maybe we kind of pass by the maybe we kind of as you're walking down the hallway, we kind of see that like
Amy will be
you
here
know-
in 10 minutes.
oh, is she? Okay, good.
Yeah, it just popped up.
Okay, awesome. There is a maybe while you're heading off for coffee and whatnot, like you're kind of getting the general sense, like you probably hear it from who did you guys leave behind on the ship? Like you guys left someone
Twinkle.
behind. Twinkle. Yeah, Twinkle, you probably run into Ashira in the hallway because you actually have the messages and you know that you're on the Vescarium and you're on your way to meet up with the Commodore and everybody else who's headed to the landing pad to, be greeted or whatever. You see Ashira walking by on her way to the cafeteria as you're sort of gathering your shit and fucking getting ready to go.
Oh, hey. Hey, what's up?
Yeah. Hi. What's up?
Oh. Did I do something or
No. You didn't do anything. I'm just I feel like I haven't had coffee in days, and
And she's probably pretty dehydrated.
also I just got the shit smacked out of me twice, so I just
Oh.
want coffee.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, hey, I'll walk with you to the cafe.
Thank you.
I always need coffee.
Is that what they call the galley?
Yeah. You get to the
It's a
cafeteria.
galley, not a cafe.
Cafe, cafeteria, do not matter.
Yeah, it's
English
The
good.
metal.
you're
I was about to say,
okay.
were you speaking English there? It sounded like tongues for a second.
English.
That's yeah. Anyway, you moving.
Fantastic.
You're going. you find your way. You guys find your way to the mess hall pretty easily enough. I think maybe there's a couple of the unfulfilled, couple of the Kasathans from the Idari that are here drinking or whatever. You know, maybe eating or what have you.
I
Uh,
feel that in my mind when I see them, I always think they look like they're hungover.
The Kasathans.
I don't know why,
They're-
but I do.
no, they're just kind of like it looks like they're just eating
Really?
dinner or whatever. I don't know why. Probably because she's used to dealing with Yuzai, so
Zai never looks hungover. He's like the Incredible Hulk in
I
the
don't
good
know.
movie.
They all
It's
just look
not
hungover.
it's not that. It's I think you drive them to drink.
Really? Oh,
That's
I'll
not
try
necessarily
harder.
elves. I mean, elves are just as snotty as Kasathans in general. That's why Ashir and I get along, because she's not snotty like that most
She's
of the
very
time.
snotty right now.
Well, no, I meant towards people, not
I
because
know,
of
I'm
the
just
membranes inside your nose.
yeah, I think there's a couple of the Kasathans that are there that are hanging out eating. But other than that, there's really not much of anybody here.
So, with the number of Kasathans that are on board, it's definitely got more like Anara's quarters all over the ship. Like suddenly there are many more silk tapestries and strange like dangly things all over the place.
Okay.
Just go with it, man. Go with it.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you just firefly us?
I think he
Yeah, I
did.
think just yeah.
I think he did.
I did firefly you because otherwise
Yeah.
it just sounds horrible when I say it.
Jane!
Yeah, but yeah, I think getting into the like maybe there's a little bit of conversation between the Kasathans that appears to be over the attack on the ships and whatnot. There's still a couple of them that are recovering from injuries sustained during the fight.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I really didn't want that for them.
Yeah, well,
But it happened.
you are a dangerous individual to be around. That's what happens when you become dangerous. You become dangerous to be around. Um, the but yeah, it's not hard to fix yourselves up a couple cups of coffee. Is there like you, but you guys have the scene. Is there anything Twinkle and Ashir? What are Twinkle and Ashir going to talk about here?
Why do I feel like I've been hit by a truck?
I don't know. Why do you feel like you've been hit by a truck?
Space trucks.
Speaking of which, what's been going on the past few weeks with everybody? I've been kind of secluded, working on my own things.
We thought I got my ass kicked. Usual Tuesday.
Generally, you're not the time to get your ass kicked.
It is when I get pissed off and then I run into battle like I was the tank. I'm not the tank.
Well, neither am I.
Hi.
But
I realized I wasn't the tank when I woke up this.
I should not run into battle.
that's one of the bonuses of being small. You just right away, you're not going
You're like-
to win any strength
You're
competitions.
like Bilbo. He didn't actually fight. You're the Hobbit. You're terrible.
On the same note, I know
You
a
hid
Skinner
behind
a
guy
rock
with a
with
20
your little
strength that
cartoon
would
sword.
disagree.
That hurt right
Cascaded
here.
dagger.
I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing, but that right there in my
I'm
shoulder.
sorry. I'm being
I
an
slept on
asshole.
it wrong last night.
Never
Yes.
trust an elf.
Sorry.
Never trust an elf.
Uh,
I think I've heard that one somewhere. Is that one of those old bad?
I feel like I've seen it on the back end of a spaceship or two. It's like a bumper sticker now.
Oh, I always seen the ones that say I may be slow, but I'm still in front of you. Those piss me off.
You're all right.
Well, I'm glad you think so. Otherwise, I imagine you wouldn't have, taken me off of Glumpucket.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think I still owe you for that, don't I?
Yeah. You want to be a little pet?
You know, we've been through this before.
I
I
know,
don't
but
think
you like me now. So will you be my pet now?
Hey,
Be my little buddy? I just haul you around with me during missions?
your little spider dude
Whoa.
hits your
I
earlobe a
think
couple
I've
of
proven
times.
myself more than valuable, more than good enough to be more than a stuffed in a tote bag at this point. Don't you?
I didn't say you were stuffed in a tote bag.
No, but I'm supposed to what? Follow you around on missions, sit on your shoulder like a parrot?
Hell yeah!
You do once.
She down
Let's
for
do this again.
coffee.
Twinkle, how much do you weigh?
That's not the point here.
Like 20
Is
pounds?
the point.
Get off
How
my
much do you weigh?
shoulder, gremlin!
That's not the.
'Cause don't you weigh like 35 pounds or something like that?
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Okay, would you rather ride like you on piggyback ride? What do you want?
I'd rather you just, treated me like.
Can I-
Like an equal.
Can I pull
Me.
you around with a fancy colored leash?
Twinkle, this is where you guilt her because she's an elf.
Look,
I'm an
I
elf.
have.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you do. 'cause
I'm
she's
being
you're
I'm
acting
being
like an elf
polite
right now.
here
You are
because
being polite. I'm being an asshole, but you knew what this was. I need some more coffee.
Mm.
oh boy.
This time, give her a double shot of espresso and
Oh
then
dear,
add some
little
electrolytes.
guy. I've made you uncomfortable again, haven't I?
Look, I guess I'm bad at saying things. No,
Like what?
I'm not going to be a parrot, but I feel never mind.
no, tell me. I'm interested. That was a OOC laugh, promise.
Honestly, I went, oh, so you want to be a ventriloquist puppet instead?
I'm not putting my hand there.
Oh God.
Yeah, everyone who wanted to put their hand there had their opportunity with Slef. Like that's.
Nobody wanted to do that. That was not a thing.
Out of
I don't
character,
know why. It boggles the mind.
You are all terrible people.
Yes.
We're fucking parrots. What do you want?
I just
Want
wanted to
Jabba
know
to
how
stick her
you were
hand there?
doing. I just wanted to know how you were doing, and all this.
I'm me. You know, second
That's
generation
true.
apparently
Jabba
me, but I'm me.
species can give a double knuckler like no one else.
Also apparently I was really awesome in battle. I don't really remember though.
Okay, question.
No.
Does the whole crew know about the video that that we found?
No, negative.
Okay, and we were probably told to keep quiet about that. Awesome.
Cyril knows about
Yeah,
it.
I probably
and Merch
said
knows
something
about
about
it.
threatening your balls or something.
Yeah.
What? There's a video about your balls? This is
No.
inappropriate. I'm so sorry.
I'll tell you about the video about my balls later, Ashira.
No,
But
no,
right
please
now, I'm
don't.
not there.
Yes, he buffs them.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Waxes them with a floor buffer.
We don't wax them.
I'm gonna
Stop.
use this as an
Remember, it looks
opportunity
like a
to get.
Garfield?
So remind me what we're doing here again.
Specifically what on the ship in this section of the universe today? What do you mean?
Yes, to all three of those.
What are we doing in this section of space, and why do we care about the Veskarium? And what are we planning on doing about everything?
Well,
Feels like we don't have a plan.
we don't
we've got,
usually have plans. We just kind of it's fine. We figure it out. We always do. You
Well,
know, it's just a
Here's the
little
problem with
too-
You know,
having a
I've-
plan with this crew. Every time I've actually went through the effort in game with everyone to come up with a fucking plan, and we're like, all right, this is exactly what we're going to do next week. And then we get to next week, and someone goes, you know what? I do this instead.
You know what?
Just
I
throws
will
the
take
monkey wrench.
I will take responsibility for about 70% of those.
Okay, I had a
No,
train
I'll
of
give
thought.
you
Let me
40.
see if I can
Listen.
find it again.
I'm just we sit
But-
here.
So, you just
and-
figure this shit out? I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest. The stories I heard from outside of the Fire Shrike made it sound a whole lot more
exciting.
tactical.
tactical.
We are completely tactical, but
I
we normally
mean,
get our
you
asses
know,
kicked.
it
Hey,
sounded like
go away.
you
You're not a
guys.
hero.
It sounded
Just
like
me and him.
it sounded like you guys were actually, you know, I don't know, actually taking the whole terrorist thing seriously.
Honestly,
Fighting
we
f-
don't care. And as far as the
Fight
vest, I just do what Zai tells me to do. Do you know why?
because he pays you.
No, because I don't have shipper money. Trust. Listen.
Ouch.
And when I do have money, I go and spend it in junk shops to buy weird shit for my.
So, in
serial
other
killer
words, you're dependent on him.
no, not even that. I do what he
So you
tells
could
me.
leave anytime you wanted to,
I could, yes, I could leave.
but you don't.
I don't because he doesn't talk down to me like that piece of shit Cordrum. He doesn't make me want to punch his face multiple times a day like Cordrum. And he lets me somewhat do what the fuck ever I want. And he gives me coffee. So, like, as long as that loyalty is there, I'm in.
Can you remind me? I couldn't help but notice you said the words, well, the word Cordrum several times.
Yeah, fuck that.
Could you remind me exactly what the hell happened between you and him?
He's.
I
a
don't think I was
chauvinist
here for the
son of a
beginning
bitch
part
of
of
a
that.
pig, and he talked down to me, and he talked shit on me, and he treated me like crap, and fuck that guy. Oh, and he killed me.
You know, if I didn't know that you were talking about clones, I would have been very confused.
I mean, it's true though. He killed me. I died, technically.
Well, you didn't have to go through that death, though.
It's. No, I didn't. I didn't. But you don't.
I wouldn't understand. I get it.
wouldn't
I've heard
understand.
that
It is
plenty of
there.
times from my
Like, I can
family.
feel it, you know.
I guess so.
I don't.
Alright, and well, I guess. So, if you weren't here, where would
Yeah.
you be? Considering
Where
the
would I
fact, would you? Do you have family around, or no?
I mean, there's my mother.
Uh huh.
But she's. I don't want anything to do with her. She's pretentious and strict and only cares about how her self looks to people.
So, are you saying that all of this you're doing is kind of what? To be the opposite of your mother?
Look, yes, well, yeah. I mean, I'm an elf, a pretentious elf, being hypocritic and calling her bitch mother a pretentious bitch, and that's just what it's how we do. And then I need more coffee.
Copyright.
Awesome. I think I want to cut away here real quick because I want to cut over to a scene with, like, maybe we cut over to like the science lab, and we've got like
I'm blessed.
Merch. Well, he's actually in the medical lab, but we've got Merch and Nurse Jerkdazol in the science lab. Nurse Jerkdazol is probably going through, some tests or whatever that you guys are were running.
Yeah, Merch is like going through certain files, maybe just like recreating things to do like multiple doubles of each test. And kind of stops for a second, then continues working, and without even looking at the nurse, he says in I don't know if he wants to say it in Elven. What would he know? That would be where my language is. Would I assume that like we have an agreed upon like secret language, like not like a code language, but just like one of the standard languages that we use pretty common that like is not a very common language, like Abyssal or like some shit like that?
I
I
remember
mean,
you said something last time when you did it, like it was
Yeah,
something.
because I have both
she
Abyssal
knows.
and I have Abyssal, Infernal, and Celestial.
She knows Common, Dro, Akatonian, Raxolite, and Kasathan.
Oh, Raxolite. Yeah, well, that makes perfect sense. And no one else on the ship, I guarantee, knows Raxolite.
Yeah,
I
she
hear
actually
about
learned.
that.
She actually learned Raxolite.
So, yeah, I say in Raxolite, Nass, I need to talk to you.
Understood.
I know that I do not often have a very personal relationship, and this is a very professional affair, no. But I have been having a problem. And I believe it's a problem involving the work that I do.
Yes.
I've recently partaken in the work, but it isn't like it used to be. There's something missing. I don't quite know what it is, but I mean, I feel like there's a difference between doing this on the battlefield and otherwise. I don't know what's missing though.
Yeah. She's like, perhaps the feeling of control.
He kind of nods and says, "Yes, the feeling of control is one that I have considered, but it's strange though. I feel like I'm getting worse, sloppier. I feel like I've been more overt than I am used to. There's something about the volatility of this crew. I feel like I'm going native of some kind."
Hmm. They are a
Um,
very violent
okay.
crew.
Yes. And the staggering amount of their violence. It's not subtle at all. People filled with holes and people missing body parts covered in extreme burns. I thought that there would be something more, but it feels less in a way. It's almost a normalcy.
One can get used to any atrocity given time.
Yes, but I did not realize I would. And he like probably enters something on the computer, and then hits it and turns to her for the first time and goes, "Keep an eye out for candidates. I think that we'll be on this planet for a fair decent amount of time, and if not here, we'll be somewhere else for even longer. If you find anybody who fits the profile, please bring them to me immediately. I have a few hypotheses that I need to test." And he's just gonna take his leave.
Yeah. Give me a sense motive check.
Absolutely. I doubt I'm gonna beat that, but there's always a chance. Okay. Ah, dang.
Nope.
Dag.
Nope. You're
She's
Nurse
got
jerked
something
her home.
going on in the background, and it makes me worried.
She simply nods and is just like understood and goes back to her work. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Um. All right. And then I want to cut over real quick. Vesa, you are here.
Hi. Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm running a little late tonight, you guys.
You're fine. You're fine.
Hey.
Things happen. Stuff. It's all gravy. I knew it.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Hey.
I made a point to find it. There it is. There's that. And then
I'm
it is.
back from the smack
Yep.
diary.
Yeah, you and Xander were looking to try to pick up your luggage and what have you.
Mhm.
You do run into because you have to go to the consulate to look for Xander's stuff. You do run into the Pact World's representative, Elliot Togan.
Oh, Elliot.
He's just like he's like, hey, where did you two go? You disappeared. The people came looking, and you weren't here.
Yeah, we got kidnapped. Your security team is bullshit. We need to talk about that. I'll bring it up with my mother.
This is this is a consulate. Trust me. Your father already brought it up. In fact,
Oh.
he left a message in case you made your way back here.
Oh yeah, can I have it?
He's like, it's at the front desk. It's released to they can release it to you.
Okay, I will go there. How are you now?
Could be a lot better if I wasn't. If I'll be a lot better once your family knows that you're safe and sound. And the university was looking for you. Which, by the way, Xander, what university are you would have been looking for you? Is it like one on Castroville or Versace, or is it one on Absalom Station, or?
Let's go with the one on Epsilon Station. That sounds cool.
All right. Yeah. So they're like one of the universities from there. Yeah, and they came and they were interested in wanted to make sure that they got your shuttle and your research. Um, they as but they ask a lot of questions. You might want to check in with them. That's the two of you showing up is a lot of worry off my plate. At least once people know that you're back and you're safe. Anyway, we kidnapped. Who kidnapped you?
Well, Xander got kidnapped by some Vesk, and I got kidnapped by some. Oh, wait. Yours were mercenaries. Were mine. Like,
They're,
what were they?
well,
I
it's
love the
very-
idea that you're trying to figure out like what happened like in the console. Like what happened? Oh well, you know, it was like yours were mercenaries, or wait, were mine mercenaries?
right.
Yeah, the whole.
Yeah,
It's I don't know. There was a squid. He's adorable, by the way. I really just genuinely feel for them. Anyway, we got dropped on a nightmare planet. And that was total bullshit. And we were there for quite a while, actually. And then we hooked up with some people, and now we're back. Hi, everything's great now.
he just looks at you. He just looks at you confused. He's got this look on his face, like I don't understand what half of that even meant. And he kind of nods. He does that thing like where it's like, okay, I will try to process this, but for now, I want to get there. But he's like, I will lodge a formal complaint with the Vescarium, with the, um, I will launch a formal complaint with with the High Despot.
Okay.
That this should not have happened. Yeah, it's on
No,
their.
it definitely shouldn't
Yeah,
have. I mean, didn't you already file the complaint when my fucking dad showed up? I mean, what? He's
no,
gonna be
it's
pissed if he knows.
no. I did file the complaint. But I filed the
So you're
complaint.
just
Came up
paying lip
missing.
service?
No. See, we didn't know you were actually kidnapped. We filed a missing
Mm.
persons on you, the complaint out, but you were kidnapped.
Mm,
Mercenaries? Who were they working for?
I can't remember. And does it matter? Oh, wait. They might be here. I don't know. And I look over at Xander and I'm like, did they come with us?
The one that wants me to do research for them, yeah, they're with us back there with the group. And then the two that were with you, they brought a whole group of people onto that ship.
Right, that's right. Yeah, so they're still traveling with us. Thank you so much for your concern. I want
So
your
are you?
entire security team fired.
He's like, this is a consulate. This is you. Were you abducted on console grounds?
Not exactly, but you would think, with who I am, I would have security here.
He just,
We were going to a concert. After the
yeah,
concert, we went to an after party on somebody's ship to do some research. And then as we were leaving, they were like, "Oh, you're coming with us now."
Right.
Research at an
you're like,
after party.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
he's just like,
Usually I'm
Research these
dodging security.
drugs.
yeah, he's like, you're gonna, I. This is a matter that you're probably going to. I will arrange an interview. I will arrange an interview with Major Sarkoz. So he'll want to question you, debrief, and find out exactly when and where. We'll get to the bottom of this. And he's like,
Okay.
he's like, he's got Xander's number, but did you ever give him your number?
I did. I think I did. Let's say yes, because I feel like I probably did.
I
Okay,
will be right back.
yeah.
Okay.
So he's going to, yeah. So he'll probably go and do the. He's probably going to go do the thing where. Hold on, looking for some information here. Yeah, he's probably going to go and talk to the Veskarium security forces.
Mhm.
But he's like, remain. He's like, you're going to want to stay in the capital. I'm sure they'll be calling you for an interview fairly soon. And he kind of,
I'll do my best.
yeah, and you know Major Sarkoz. You've met him before.
Yeah.
He was,
Wasn't he kind of a stiff? Like a
yeah,
jerky stiff? Yeah.
yeah, he's kind of stiff. Yeah, that's what doing there is, but he's basically like, he's like, call me if you need anything. I will be taking care of tracking this down, and I need to I need to make a few calls too. And
Okay. Well, I'll call you next time I'm about to get kidnapped because you were so helpful the last time.
and he's just like, he just kind of looks like a little bit, um, he just kind of looks a little bit like out of sorts, but then like as soon as like a Vesk like functionary walks over, like his back straightens up and he looks very intense for a minute. He's like, and you can tell what this is. He's a diplomat in the Veskarium. He
Yeah.
knows never to show fear around the Vesk. You know,
Right.
and it like you've got him off of his game because your parents have political importance and you got abducted, and he even though he's not directly responsible for any of that, like it does put him off his game. But the Vesky
Yeah.
knows better than to show any of that in front of them. And it's just
Yeah,
like,
I'm just pushing my weight around now at this point.
oh yeah, yeah. But
All right. Well, I'm gonna go. I'd like to go to the consulate, and I just want to kind of wave him off, unless like there's anything else. But other than that, I'd like to like wave him off like he's dismissed. Just walk towards the consulate like I'm just annoyed.
Wow.
Like,
Why are you
fuck this
playing
guy.
rich white girl?
I've always played rich white girl. Sometimes it's rich party girl. But now I'm back in my element. And also it's been a great night, so I'm gonna be kind of bitchy. Um so I'd like to go to the consulate and find this letter that my dad left me.
okay. Well, it's not actually a letter, it's a video package.
Oh, fun.
And it is your he's your father or your stepfather, I forget.
He's my father.
Yeah, okay. And well, you see him on there, Severus Riven, in all of his glory, wearing a very nice and very expensive suit. And he's got his dark hair slicked back, like very corporate style. And there's just like one air, like one hair, like one set of bangs that's just slightly out of place.
Mhm.
You know, obviously on purpose. And he kind of,
What a charmer.
yeah, but he's got a very stern look on his face, and he's like, and it's like, um, Vesa, it's time to stop this. We have business, family business we need to discuss. He says the contract came through. And he's like, I will. He says I will be working with Arius Teletech, but there's even bigger news than that. You need to come home immediately. It is time to secure our position.
Oh, is that? That's the whole. Oh,
And
gross.
there's a yeah, and there's a whole lot of and there and that's basically the whole thing.
Okay.
He doesn't waste time on any like how are you doing? He doesn't waste any time on, what are you up to? It's basically he's just demanding you come home because he's got a contract with Arius Teletech and
Mhm.
says there's some family business about securing their position.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check though.
Okay.
And I want you to give me that you can give me a sense motive as well if you want.
Okay. And I can add
I
my.
feel like both of those are relevant here.
Did it roll? Oh, I was somewhere else. Okay. And a sense motive.
Sure.
Oh, is that what you said? I'm sorry. It cut out on me just a
Yeah,
little bit.
sure. Mhm.
Okay. And then I
Okay.
can add a. Let's see if I'll do this right this time. Hey, I did it.
Okay.
Okay.
So the first thing you notice is the fact that he's very direct and to the point and very stern is not necessarily anything new. The fact that he's very like focused on his ambitions, his corporate ambitions, is nothing new.
Mhm.
But because of he's super aware of like the need to keep up certain appearances within the corporate stratosphere. He Even if he never means it, he usually says something personal about I hope you're staying out of trouble, or I something about like your mother is worried about you, or he usually throws something personal in there that gives some illusion of like a family connection
Mhm.
and what have you. Even if he doesn't generally, even if it's really hard to buy into and often doesn't feel like he means it, he makes none of that overture here.
Yeah.
Like this message, there is something which tells you immediately he is not terribly concerned about anybody seeing this particular video and interpreting anything out of it. But there's also something else that you notice. Like, and this is the perception part of this.
Mhm.
The perception part of this is right there at the end of the end of the conversation. You're looking at his eyes just for the briefest of seconds. It looks like there is some sort of black shadow that passes in the whites of his eyes.
Oh.
Just for the briefest of seconds, like you aren't even sure you saw it until you slow the video down and until you watch the video again and slow it down and try to stop frame on it.
Gotcha.
But it's there.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you don't know if
Dad's haunted.
it's yeah, you don't know if it's some sort of like magitech that he's had installed or some sort of like cybernetic upgrade or bio upgrade. You don't know if it's like some sort of like effect, but combine that with the fact that he added nothing in there for show about family. Um, you know,
Okay.
it makes it seem a little weird.
Okay. I can take this video with me, right?
Yes, you can,
Okay.
because
So I'm gonna
it was left for you.
awesome. So I'm gonna slip it in a pocket,
Hmm.
and I I need somebody. Who would I have look at this with me? Like,
I don't know. You don't know any computer experts whatsoever.
not a one. So I think I want to hit up Ashira because she's also gonna have. Is she here or did she step out?
Yeah. No, well,
Yeah, she no longer has space diarrhea. You can probably find her.
yeah.
Okay, I thought she said she would be right back, like out of the game. Okay, so I'll bring it to her later. But it just
Um,
Ashira.
like we'll put
Ashira.
a
well, I think she would have responded by now if she was actually in the
Yeah.
room. We've mentioned
we'll
her.
put a pin in it. I want her to look
Yeah.
at this with me because I'm sure she's got ties.
Mm.
Like she knows who my dad is
Hey,
as well. And
You remember who that other girl that you were hitting on the other day that the captain got mad about? She's really good at computers too.
oh, Shaba.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm gonna go find Shaba.
Da-na-na-na,
You're gonna
I'm
go.
so excited.
You're gonna go find the woman that was throwing fireballs at Ashira. Okay.
Yes, she's amazing. I can't wait to talk to
She
her. Can't wait to have a
literally-
reason to talk to her.
By the way, I do want to do I do want to do a bit of a flashback here real quick because I mentioned it earlier. There's a that involves Vesa. There's a bit of a flashback here as you're considering who to talk to, and you think about like you have that moment where you're thinking about Ashira, and you remember, and maybe we go back a little bit here, and it's you and Nurks like sort of walking down the hallway, going to a symbol for you guys to just go your separate ways on the Vescarium and whatnot. Nurks has got like like her hollow communicator up, and she's like, and this is Cervantic Cordrum. This is the asshole that killed Ashira. He was a douchebag. We served with him under Captain Vame's kiln, and before we were on the fire Shrike, and he fucking tried to grab her, and see that scar above his eye? That was Ashira. He's like, but then he beat the shit out of her at the end of a boarding thing, and then he killed her the last time we saw her, and then she wasn't dead. But if you ever see this guy, he's bad news. He killed the greatest warrior I ever knew.
Noted. Holy wait, hang on. But you said she died and then she came back, and I have questions.
Yeah, the Ashura we knew was
thought we already did
apparently
that.
a replicant.
Did we already do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. This time we're gonna do it a Clockwork Orange style. We're gonna tie you to the chair, pry your eyelids open, and then just play it over and over again for the 2 weeks we're in drift.
Got it. I'll eventually get it.
Yeah. But yeah, there is that moment where you're sort of remembering like the fucking when you think about Ashira and whatnot, like you remember Nurks has actually shown you a picture of the Cervantic Cordrum guy who apparently killed her replicant with a plasma sword through the chest, and who has apparently beaten the shit out of her in a fist fight while she was injured in a boarding party, and has apparently just dogged her footsteps. It's a complete
Actually,
like, and the way Nurks explains it is, he's a racist, he's a sexist, and he's a complete piece of shit.
Sounds like he needs to be castrated. I'll do that first.
and he's orange too. Oh wait, that's someone else.
Oh,
Nope,
yeah.
he's that orange.
We'll still
Nope.
do that first.
But I still like the castration idea.
Yes.
Yeah. He's gonna, it's gonna be good shit.
And Nurks
One
would
of these-
actually remember that there are several like fighting programs that are against that guy, and then warn you that you should never try them alone.
Okay.
Gunner, why don't you want to go to politics when you're older? Because of videos like these being on the internet.
No,
Better that
I am
than
a
racist
pacifist.
tweets.
This is
Yeah.
very true. I would rather have these, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think there are two people who have access to those actual fighting hollow programs. Ashira and Qualu probably has access just because he took over Nihir's post as head of security. So
Okay.
But they still got to come to my ship to do them.
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
I'm gonna
Um,
there's a skip in my
that is true.
step. I am so excited. I'm going to Shabbos.
Right on. And I want to cut here real quick over to Serold. Serold? What were you doing here? Like, I know where the captain, where Commodore was headed. He was headed to meet with the High Despot.
If he allowed, I would probably come with,
Okay.
because I don't have a whole lot to do here other than potentially investigate any evidence that was left behind from Vesa and Xander's abduction. But considering it was at a very public venue, and at that a very transient public venue, nothing's probably left behind of any value. Plus, it's been what, like a month?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right.
Any evidence that I could have gleaned from it's long gone. So, Captain
so
willing,
you're
he
going
would have
to-
went
yeah.
because this seems like it's going to be the most important thing going on.
Right. Yeah. And there's a yeah. So let's get with Serold and the Commodore then. So you guys are being escorted to. You guys are being escorted to see the High Despot at this point. And
Right, and
then
Ashni and Tixpit were with us. I remember that.
okay. So going into like this isn't like going into a typical government building. It's like going into a military command center, very much so. And there are plenty of Vesk gunners, here that are like some obviously on guard duty, some serving as functionaries. There's a few skittermanders running around, darting messages back and forth, and what have you. Sometimes getting distracted along the way. But you finally make your way to the offices of the High Despot Vindeskoyo Swarm Ripper. It's Vindeskeo Swarm Ripper. And when you walk in, let's see, she, right? Yep. It is a female Vesk, very large and bulky, although not as big as Bazik, but Bazik is a specimen even among Vesk. And she's like, the Captain Volvetto. I've heard a great deal about you and your achievements in the realm of military victory. Not everyone can take on the Hell Knights and live to tell about it. Have a seat.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. She waits for you to take a seat, you and Cyril to take a seat before she does.
Would it, is it, since she's High Despot, would it be like a big culture no-no to not sit?
Probably. Let's make a culture check and see if you know.
Oh dear. Rolls. This is where I die. He's like, now stand
it's perfectly fine.
Natural.
I'm gonna re-roll that, because this is important. And I only get a bonus of 10, which sucks. Oh, fuck you. I'm so sick of this shit.
Oh, really?
Ha.
But I'm gonna say that it's good enough for you to make the leap of logic that the Vesk Society is a military society, and while you don't know for certain, you generally know that in military cultures, this is essentially like them saying at ease, and it's kind of it would be disrespectful for you to continue standing.
Right. Because my thought was
it would make sense. Yeah.
Standing as sort of like a bodyguard. But he'll begrudgingly take a seat, because we do have Tixpit, and they probably don't have a seat that Tixpit can sit in.
You'd be surprised. They're the Veskarium.
Well,
yeah,
the
but he's also a centipede monster, so...
Yeah. It looks over she looks over at Tixpit, and she's like, I suppose you would have to stand. We don't exactly get many of your kind. And
Ooh,
takes
I was going to say,
yes.
Tixpit has the ability to articulate his long and lustrous body into a comfortable position and still technically be sitting.
Yeah, but it would also look incredibly awkward as he's like, yeah.
and I really wouldn't, and I don't know that the High Despot really knows enough about Belida specifically to have a particular. Um, I don't think they do enough business with Belidas to have a protocol for them specifically.
Mm,
But yeah,
I'm fine.
she's like, so I expected the Kasath and I expected the Adari to send someone to look for their diplomat. I just never expected it would be you. She's like, I
Well,
am guessing
apparently
that's
they
why
thought
you're
that the
here.
devil was necessary for this mission.
She chuckles and goes, indeed. And she goes, there, she says, you will have to tell me, about your victory against the Hell Knights. That's a tale I would be most interested to hear. Well, you are here in the Vescarium. I wanted to meet with you personally. You have no record here. I would hope that we can keep it that way by determining what business you have here and potentially doing a little bit of business before you leave.
It would be interesting to have the title of Buccaneer somewhere.
She says, I understand. She says, I understand that you will be around for a while and your own investigations will take some time. I will point you at least in something of the right direction. There,
Appreciated.
the last I knew, the last I knew, Representative, hmm, Representative Viron was headed towards the Conqueror's Forge. There is a project that the Vescarium was looking into um, co-authoring with the Adari. There's no, I can't give you the details, but our peoples have strong similarities. We are both known as great warriors. We're both known for our sense of honor and decency. I believe that we could work together, and there has been negotiations. However, Representative Veron was on his way last we heard. We're not arrived and didn't make it to report into the High Despot there, or if he never arrived. Records are conflicting on the matter. And there are a few other jobs around here if you are of a mind and interested. I understand you have a fairly large crew. We have a few things around the Empire, and there are a few people who would do business with you. there are there are a few troublemakers we would like to see brought to heel. There are also, I believe that the High Despot of Vesk 3 was interested in speaking to you. I understand that you manufacture weapons, and if you are intending to sell any in the Vescarium, I'm afraid you're going to have to get licenses. I'll arrange for the paperwork to be drawn up, and I'm certain you have lower level functionaries who can take care of doing the legwork on that while we discuss matters of greater importance.
Mm.
She's like, to be frank, the Vescarium is interested in opening trade relations with you and your planet. However, there are enough traditionalists here, particularly around the Conqueror's Forge, who would prefer the arms industry in the Vescarium to remain solely a Vescarium enterprise. For us to do business with you, we are forced to wait and see what the Pact Worlds does on recognition of your sovereignty. What they do may, if they decide to recognize your sovereignty, the Veskarian probably will as well. However, we cannot do that until we know what our allies are going to do. You understand?
Hmm?
And she's like,
I appreciate all the help so far. But skirting the issue, what happened to the diplomat?
if we knew that, we would have already taken care of it and returned him post haste. Believe me, Commodore, we are not interested in looking weak by losing a diplomat that is sent here on a mission of peace.
That actually probably does get like Cyril to kind of look over the captain and give him like a look that's a bit of a narrow eye that's like, suddenly I'm kind of doubting that they have the best motives in mind or that they're giving us everything.
Well, let's go ahead and take that look into account from Cyril, and we'll.
Yeah, let us see if I roll another 3.
Aha! I
Can't we
believe
talk in each other's heads?
everything.
Yeah, we can, can't we? I forgot about that. That we have
You can
magic
what?
rings. We can talk
Yeah.
in each other's heads with our
Well-
decoder rings.
Well,
Well, they're circlets, but
tiaras, but still, yeah, circles.
Fine,
Yeah,
with our pretty princess tiaras.
Did everyone get
Yeah.
tiaras?
Everyone's got tiaras. We are the
Yeah,
most fashionable gang
Yeah,
of
Were you
murderers.
not
one
invited
too.
to last month's tiara tea party?
I don't think
They-
I was.
they there is
I don't recall having one.
well, there is a mind link
It
circle
would have
that they
came
give
in your
everybody.
starter kit for coming on as the crew people.
Yeah.
Oh, I never looked at
Gotcha.
Well,
So
you
write
might
it down now, Scott.
you might write down exactly what kind of mind link circlet it is or what the
I'm just
actual
gonna
name
MK
of it
one
is.
mind link circuit. I'll do it again, but I swear if
Yeah.
I go back up, it was there at
I
one
know.
point.
I know. Just to make it relevant so that they can put it down on their sheets now if they haven't
Mhm.
already.
Just so we don't have to play charades all night.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. No,
So-
we don't want to sense motive back and forth. Everyone's bad at that.
So
I'm not that bad at that. I'm just bad at rolling.
So essentially, what you're looking at, Serold, you made, and Commodore, you rolled a Shira sense motive. You didn't roll yours.
Well,
Oh.
that might explain what's wrong there.
Ashira's just like, I got a
It's
weird
like-
feeling about something and I don't know what.
There you go.
There.
For the most part, it seems like High Despot Swarm Ripper really doesn't know what's going on here. And it does seem like she's kind of annoyed by this situation. You know, she seems to generally believe that losing the diplomat makes them look weak, and she really doesn't like that shit. They,
Mm.
it's highly likely that she's sent people out there looking already, but they've turned up nothing.
Right. So, and she hasn't gathered any sort of information.
No, that's she. There's no way she's this annoyed if by the fact that there's no way she's this annoyed by looking weak if she had information she was
So-
hiding back.
Yeah. Serold actually
That
probably
case.
speaks up and is like, if
And
I
how
may.
long ago now has it been since this diplomat disappeared?
It's been months at this point because remember you got the message when you were all the way back on Planet Z, and then you went back to
Right.
World, spent a bunch of time there, then went to Octworld, Octurne, spent a bunch of time there, and then came here. So it's been
Right.
several.
Which took 2 weeks.
It's been a
Mhm.
couple of months at this point because they had to have this person missing for a while before they bothered to call you.
Well, shit the bed.
But,
Then, Thorold,
yeah,
I suggest we hit the streets and see if we can find any traces.
I was going to ask the High Despot first,
sorry.
If I may, High Despot.
Yes.
How dare you address her?
How dare you, filthy human? Nah. I will lay eggs. But, I do not believe that we are the first people you have sent out to investigate this matter.
Indeed not. We've sent out a couple of task forces but we haven't gotten anything useful back at this point.
Have they returned
Their
at all?
leaders, they have. Those who have failed have been dealt the according punishment. The commanders of the missions have been censured and flogged.
Mm-hmm. And I assume that as independent parties working for both the Adari and the Veskarium, we would be exempt from such tribunal punishment.
You are not part of the military, and given your Commodore's reputation, I imagine that he's very well. I imagine his discipline will probably be enough. After all, I believe that there was some from our intelligence suggested when one of his captains defied him, it ended up with that captain and one other being blown into space. Clearly, she hasn't heard the full story behind all of that, but she's heard something about it. Like, you instantly, Zai, are like, I wonder if she's talking about like when Qualu confronted Shaba. Shaba blasted both into space, and he just doesn't know what the fuck that was. Or, you know,
yeah, that was actually where I went in my head, says Captain Zai.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Same here.
I don't know if that. I was thinking of either that or the time that. Who was it that went out with me to find the bits and pieces of Nahir that hadn't gone boom yet?
I think that was Twinkle.
Was it Twinkle? Yeah, because I remember I did an EV walk with someone else.
No, because you left because Zai left Twinkle in charge, and he went with
Oh,
you.
that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he
personal
nod to what the High Despot says, and then go back to being quiet and just kind of like in the captain's head, being like, I wanted to be certain that there was no information being held out against us. I do not believe that the Veskarium would, as any political organization, share everything they know with a potential rival like the Adari.
Yes.
She's like, it would serve no purpose at this point, as was explained to, as you explained to my subordinate. You're not you're working for the Adari off the book. So, and she looks over at Zai and at you, Zai, and she's like, I trust that if any of your agents should fail or step out of line, your punishment will be harsh.
Yeah. Yes.
And she's like, then we understand each other. And she's like, she's like, my assistant will forward you the words are hard, people. Will forward you the information of what offices to go to for licensing in weapons dealing, and for licenses in weapons dealing and independent contracting, so that you can act as mercenaries. There will be a number of forms to fill out, but as I said before, I imagine you have functionaries that can handle much of the paperwork for you.
Yeah.
And I am going to make a quick side note here on a mechanical level. You guys are at a point here where you're in the Veskarium and you're kind of doing your investigation. This is a point where you can kind of unpack and unfold a little bit. This is a point where you can send some of your people out to do stuff and start hiring some, because you can pick up a few warriors, like about 10 to 15 warriors that can act as first level mercenary unit that earns money for you guys. You can also use the Kasathans you have. for engineering purposes, if you're deciding to do any weapons manufacturing and things like that. This is a way where
Nice.
you can have things going on where you're making money, but the character's focus is still on what's going on in the plot
Cool.
line.
If we're going to be hiring on thugs, so to speak, for some of this, then Qualu, I want you to hire Patra. But I tell him that via text message
Okay, all right.
because it
And,
sounds way more fun to hire people they don't like.
and I want to skip back over here. Are you back, Codex?
She does not appear to be back.
Not a back. Okay.
I'm here, kind of.
Oh, there you
Oh,
are.
there she is.
Sorry.
Kind of. You're kind of here. All right. Vesa, dude, you've made it back towards like the ship. Shaba should be on the Fire Shrike. Ashira's on the Blue Ember, but you are right there on the landing pad for that. Xander, are you still with her, or did you go do something else?
I'm gonna go back to the ship, write a letter to the university to get
Okay.
them to contact me, and then update. I forgot their names, but I should update them on the sifter thing I've found out so far. I just thought about that.
Itsuki and Bazik?
I also just had
Correct.
a thought.
Yeah.
What was it I was looking at when I was on the first world when we started this season? I would like it was like basically this universe's equivalent of the deep web.
Oh, but that was specific for that particular world, though. Because
Well,
infospheres are not shared; they're
okay.
basically worldwide.
Okay, so the infospheres. I guess I'll go to the deep. I want to go to the deep infosphere for Vesk Prime. Specifically looking if there's anyone talking about weird shit that's happened during that concert or in the about the week after it, to see if there's anything that could be potentially linked back to all of this.
All right. Okay. And Vesa, are you going to go show that video to Ashira, or are you going to go talk to Shaba?
I want to call Ashira.
You can call Ashira?
Yeah.
Well,
So
Ashira, you're
calling-
sitting... Yeah, Ashira, you and Twinkle are sitting in the cafeteria, and Vesa calls you Ashira. Like, your phone goes off.
Hello?
Calm.
Girl, hey, some shit is happening, and I need you and I need Shaba. So, will you meet me over at Shaba's ship? I mostly need you because I'm a little scared of Shaba. But also, I need you to see this. My dad sent me a video, and he's a fucking putz. But I need some extra eyes on this thing.
Yeah. Let me down this coffee and.
Girl, will you bring me some?
Yeah, I will bring you some coffee. Twinkle,
I love you so much.
You want to go on a drive? You want to go for a drive?
Oh no, I know where this is going, Shaba. Sorry.
Shaba is harmless. You just have to know where to scratch.
Oh my god!
Says the woman who just got blown up by Shaba like 3 times in the last battle.
Oh, I don't care. Love Shaba.
Don't care. By the way, does Ashira effectively more or less just barely hang on to life from dying? Do you have any scars from that, like being blown up a whole bunch? Did Ashira gain any scars out of that?
Probably. Nah.
No, describe what?
I don't know,
like what,
man.
where?
They always like. I don't. Gee, what scars could I have had?
A cute one on your eyebrow.
Oh, hey, yeah, let's do
I
that.
was gonna say there could be some burn scars on your cheek, or
I look like a badass now.
or possibly the armor, your armor superheated in places where you can maybe it burned like impressions of the the bolts or the joints into your arms or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that I would even notice that.
Okay, right on. Yeah, so you guys are gonna go over and talk to Shaba then.
Yeah, no, hold on. Twinkle.
Yeah.
Twinkle, you want to go?
You'd have to probably ask him, but you're on the phone with.
You're
someone else.
sitting next to me, you dork.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Amy for a second.
We're
For
still
whatever
having.
reason.
You're not listening. I'm asking you. Do you want to go?
Go to what? You were on the phone. I didn't.
Yeah.
I
And
wasn't
now I'm
listening to
looking
your
at
conversation.
Your face
Do I want to go where?
We're gonna go and see Vesa.
Fucking like a married couple. I'm gonna be back.
Do you want to go? You want to go? You want to go? Wait.
You want to go? We're gonna go see Vesa.
What?
Come on. Everything is perfectly normal and perfectly fine.
Sure, but do what? Yeah, Twinkle is obviously very confused.
Twinkle, Twinkle, down your coffee. Let's go.
He hasn't even taken a sip of his yet, and he's looking at it like it's fine. It's whatever. Let's go.
Get it to go, boss.
Shaba, by the way, you have received you've received memorandums from Qualu about like combat training. Like he's trying to schedule some time in the Hollow Entertainment Center for combat training for Ashira and a couple other members of the group, like Ashira and Vesa and like some of the unfulfilled Xander.
I need you to murder people, Shaba, but not really.
Basically. Bring it close, but not quite there.
Yeah. But
Amy Geddon, Xander,
Mhm.
do you see what the Commodore wrote down?
Maybe.
The only thing that's wrong is it's mine circlet 1, not 2.
Okay.
So my bad for that.
Wait, the serum of sex change is standard?
Hey.
it just gives people. It exists.
So
It's
there's two of them.
technically
So you can change and
inside
then
of
change
the
back?
disguise kit. Because worst case scenario, that gives you an additional +10 if suddenly you're a girl if you started out as a boy.
I love it.
The numbers, Mason.
Actually, Vesa, like when you see like the serums of sex change in your beginner's pack, the first thing you can think of is like there are like people from well-to-do families that are addicted to serums of sex change.
Oh.
Oh,
It's actually kind of a low-key problem people don't like to talk about.
I
Oh,
I
really?
haven't had that problem yet. However, I've got 2 of them, so I might have the problem twice.
Yeah. You don't want to be stuck as a girl if you want to be a boy normally.
Right, I love it. That's good shit. Holy shit.
But if you get knocked up while you're a girl and you normally want to be a boy, you can't become a boy until you're not knocked up no more.
Oh. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Now you've got me thinking about how that would work.
Yeah, Captain, you just brought up a whole bunch of implications that I'm not sure I'm ready to think about on stream.
Yep. Yep.
Already
As
started.
far as all that goes, that's on y'all.
Where do I put this stuff? Not in my inventory. I'd put it in my...
No, technically most of it, well, some of it. You can put it all in your inventory right now and separate it so you have it all listed and then figure out what it does.
Okay, I'll do that. Did I lose you guys?
Huh? No.
No.
Oh, everybody was so quiet. I was like, oh, fuck, my internet's bullshit again.
I mean, that may still be the case.
It is.
You never know.
Every
I
time
think
you hit
internet-
the add button on your inventory, it'll give you another spot to put things in. So like you hit it the first time, it'll give you a line to put down your first item or items that you're putting in, and then you'll hit add again for the next thing, etc., etc.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've
Yeah.
got Ashira with Twinkle in tow coming to do the thing with Vesa, huh?
Totally.
Sure. And Xander, are you still with them, or did you went to check in with Bazik and Isaki, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, Bazik, for his part, is like for their part, you don't find Bazik there on the ship. He's like, but you do find Isaki, um, easily enough. She's basically in her quarters. Um, Bazik, you like she like when you get there, she's kind of like it's like, have you found anything new?
Okay, so everything I've found out so far is we need a power supply for the device, whatever. Okay, not sure where to find it. I think we need to contact like the ancient androids or whatever. Um, that's my thought process. Um, then the other thing is to get more research on locating where this thing would be. Is we need to go to uh, two other planets, and I've told the Commodore about this that whenever we have time that we need to go. Uh, I think one was Marixa Republic, and I can't off the top of my head remember what the other one was, but that's where we need to go, and that's for the more better depth research. And I just wanted to update y'all because y'all are concerned about it.
She actually laughs when you mention the Marixa Republic. She goes, "Pretenders to greatness, pretenders to interstellar greatness. They consider themselves the equals of the Pact Worlds and the Veskarium, but they're just second-rate wannabes." She's like, and if you're talking about the Marixa Republic, it's likely you are also speaking on the Girderon Authority. And she kind of pauses for a moment and she goes, "They're not much better." And uh, but she's kind of like, she's like, Marixa Republic fools. And she obviously holds a bit of contempt for them. Mm. She, but if that's where we need to go for information, then that's where we need to go. Why are we not, why are we still here on the planet if we know we need to go to these places?
Because we're not top ranking officials, I told the Commodore what needs to be done. He then makes the final call on when we go to these vicinities to find the information we need for world ending device.
She just kind of she looks vexed for a minute and she's like, and she's like, there are times when I wonder if the auguries were correct. She goes, and uh, and she kind of does and she shrugs. She's like, at least Bazik will get a chance to do it, to entertain himself for a while. It should keep him from killing anyone on the crew. And uh, she's like, she's like, he's gone off for some matches. Um, but yeah, we can't hear you in game, Commodore.
Said, "Oh man, I wish you would have said something. I'd bet money on Bazik to win."
Right? Um, but yeah, um, she's like, what is this about ancient androids you're speaking of?
See, it's this
Well,
awesome program.
I'm not sure completely. There's a minor in my research that I was doing. There was a minor reference to a line of androids that were considered as they had a specific purpose that had to do with creation of certain things, and I think it has to do with the power source. I couldn't find definite answers on that in the information I found, but it kind of does a minor reference to it. So that was another path I was thinking that we need to explore further if I can figure out how to locate those specific android people to gather information about them.
She's like, do you think that the little gray friend would know more?
Did you just say LGF, little gray friend?
Ah.
I think we've renamed Quevelin.
Yeah, she doesn't remember his name.
No, but it's a Narnia reference. I love it.
Yeah, she's like,
To be honest, I hadn't honestly considered that, but maybe I should. I don't know. He only. Maybe I'm not sure if he'll talk to me, but I can go see him and see if he'll communicate to see if he knows anything about that. I don't. All he does is stand there. I don't know if he talks or nothing. I've never heard anything from him.
Do a culture check. There should be some information that we've re-put in the computers.
Yeah, but then again, these
You-
people are almost mythical. And
yeah,
any information
I
we try
mean-
to put in, he might just immediately go in and delete like a little shit.
He's got to beat Shaba's rolls first.
Actually, I have an ability that allows me to do something when I spend more than 24 hours somewhere or something like that. I gotta remember where it is.
If the little gray men are real, is the Loch Ness monster real in this universe?
100% yes.
No, but reptoids are.
the you
Oh, and so is the serpent that lives in the Mystic River in the Diaspora.
you are yeah. So she's like, I will come with you. Perhaps together we can convince the gray to speak on this subject.
He should be on Shaba's ship, which is where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know exactly where he's been being kept at because it was like a thing where they had to have a discussion. You're like, oh well, he's obviously not here, but he's over there.
All right. We remodeled Suite 8 just for him. Everything is just gray. Gray quilt, gray pillows, gray TV.
which you know, which by the way, like Shaba, he the equivalent they every now and again they'll just stop and look at you in the hallway, not address you, but still keep but just to like look at you for a minute and then move on and like
Be
yeah. It's kind of yeah. But this is probably about the time that Vesa and Ashira make it to the Fire Shrike.
So I trade her the coffee for the video.
Okay.
Okay, so what am I doing here again?
Cher knows where to
Oh,
find
hi.
Shaba.
Oh, hi, Vesa.
All right, let's go to shop.
Are you what we're doing over here? The for thing?
Yeah, you're doing me and Shaba. Let's go.
Nah, I'm. Wait, hold on.
I got a video. We're gonna go look at the video together. Let's go look at this video.
Fine. Everything's perfectly fine, perfectly normal.
It's great. Come on.
Okay, I hope so because I'm dying in whatever that coffee. What was that? I can't fucking talk. Dying on whatever was in that coffee. Oh. Maybe I
Technically,
should
still
go.
more respectable than being on a sheer shoulder.
Yeah. Shaba, where do they find you at? Where are you?
Literally on top of the ship. She's sunbathing.
That's what I
yes.
figured.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah. You look up. You go to into the fire strike. You look up and Shaba's there's this fucking 8 foot tall woman like sunbathing on the top of the ship.
I
Nude.
just want to be cool like her when I grow up.
Well, then take off your clothes and lay down next to her, and then.
Oh,
Living
no.
like Shaba.
I didn't know this was the game I signed up for, you guys.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
Uh,
Yeah.
I wanna
Shaba
call,
looks
can I call
down.
out to her? Yeah. Hi, hi. I'm
Hi.
so sorry to bother you. I need some
It's
help.
okay. Okay. Yeah, meet me inside. I go to
Okay.
one like the top access hatches.
All right.
You know, I'm already regretting this, Ashira.
Don't make me pet you.
You pet me, I swear I might just like it.
Oh, I'm gonna do it now. Oh, I'm doing it.
Is it stress
Reaches
relieving
over-
when you
What
pet
leg?
him? Because I need to
reaches
know.
over and like scratches him behind the ear.
Not it.
Xander?
One leg shaking.
I'm nobody's rat, but
I'm
this
just gonna
feels
keep
really
petting
good.
you here. You're fine.
I'm just gonna be here. What were we doing again?
We have
I
to
believe
watch
it's
this.
called
Good little,
foreplay.
good little friend, and I'm scratching your ear, and you just sit there and be pretty.
I mean, or you could be involved.
Okay,
It's fine.
Now, I'm going to say it completely with trust this time. It's definitely foreplay.
Jesus.
Why are you trying to shove Ashira into so many things?
I mean, it feels like it's the other way around.
Foreplay does not necessarily lead to those things. You brought that up on your own, young lady. You are a grown up. You take responsibility for your own action.
Yup.
Okay, so we head in, we find Shaba. Yeah.
Ta-da.
And
Yeah.
we're like,
Yeah. Probably catch her coming down the
Hi.
hatch.
Hi.
Right.
Oh my God. Hi.
Yeah. It's
So
all ta-da.
it's beautiful. Okay, so I'm a little flustered because this is awesome. My dad sent me this video, and I need to know if you guys will watch it. And there's some weird shit in it. Also, he is a piece of shit. But he's also not very cordial in this, and usually he is, so I feel like there's something going on. And I saw like this thing happen with his eyes at the end, and I need some extra. I need an adult to look at this with me and figure out what the fuck's going on.
Maybe Shaba and Ashira were
I
poor
was gonna
choices.
say, so you chose the three of us.
Well, Twinkle's
Well,
an adult.
Figuratively, I need an adult.
12.
That's an adult.
Oh,
In rat
in
years,
user
that's like
Barely.
24.
Barely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shab can act like an adult if you need it.
Listen, I'm
Alright,
24 and
Shaba's
I'm
been
not a
sober,
goddamn
maybe.
adult.
I'm
Like,
25
I don't know
and
what
I
you're talking
still
about.
feel like I'm 15.
I will never be an adult.
Dude, I'm
not for real.
43 and I still have days where I just want to, throw a fit.
Yeah.
Yo,
I had that one today.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
So you guys are gonna watch this video then? Well,
Yeah, I'll go use my personal computer. I'm not going to use the ship's computer.
okay. So Shaba, Ashira, Twinkle, you guys see what Vesa saw. You see very stern-looking Lashunta man, very corporate style, a very nice suit. He's very, very demanding. He's basically he talks about getting a contract with Arius Tech and Arius Teletech, and demands that she come home to secure the family's position and what have you. And yes, you do catch the because you know to look for it. You do catch the weird shadow effect on the whites of his eyes towards the right at the end of the video, and what have. So yeah, you see the same thing.
Computers, ladies. Hey,
What-
wait, that's
what-
me.
What would I need to roll to maybe know what that was?
Well, what are you going to try to see if it is?
Is it some sort of magitech of some sort?
That would likely be
That's not me. I'm not there.
check. That would be a mysticism check if you're trying to check if there's some sort of magic
What
going on.
if it's something odd like xenotech?
Hey, if the captain's there.
The
You know
captain's
who's-
Could
not
use
there.
xenoarchaeology.
Aw,
Yeah, maybe.
I'm good at mysticism.
Maybe. Would that be allowed?
I
Ooh,
didn't
so
know it would be mysticism. I would have called you Sarah.
Go with Shira.
Cyril just like
Jesus.
pops in through a portal. I heard that mysticism checks were needed.
Roll it.
Theoretically, he could do
Oh,
that.
Shabba, that's so
So-
hot.
I have a feeling this is either Xenotech or it's not. Either way.
So
Excellent job, detective. It is either
What-
Xenotech or it's not.
And as
right?
most things are.
There's a, how much clearer can the choices be? So those of you, Shaba, Ashira, you guys rolling your mysticism checks here and whatnot. They're pretty.
I rolled it, Ashira.
Yep. And
Thank you.
Twinkle with your archaeology. So what you guys are getting here
I
is
got a
this
26
there's
and a
definitely
34.
there's definitely some sort of magical effect going on here. Whether it's magitech or a spell is really kind of hard to say. Twinkle, you're 37 on xenoarchaeology would say that if this is some sort of magitech, it's incredibly advanced and incredibly alien. Because maybe this is you, and maybe it's you thinking outside of the box that leads you down this particular path of thinking anyway. Because it's that deal where nothing that you know in biotech or engineering or cybernetics would have explained this and would be able to mimic this in this very particular way. So if it is technology based, it would have to be Magitech, and it would have to be like super high end, like not on the
So,
market, cutting edge alien shit that like nobody knows about.
If it's that, then maybe you guys should look for the LGF.
So
Yeah. We need Cyril too.
Okay,
Sure.
so I was gonna say probably staring for a long moment. All right, if that's any sort of xenotech at all, it's something I've never heard of, and something probably not on the regular market, or any
Well,
market for that matter.
He is super fancy and he does like his super fancy toys.
Yeah, but looking like you're having like eels of darkness swimming in your eyeballs is well,
Super creepy. Yeah, that's my dad. He's amazing.
I thought you said he was a putz.
He's a total putz. I'm being sarcastic. I'm sorry. Do you understand sarcasm? That was not a sarcastic question either. That was a sincere question.
No,
Right.
that was
You know,
beautiful.
first I get asked to be a pet today. Then I get asked if I know sarcasm. I'd say I'm 2 for 2 in just what the fuck is going on today.
Is there? So are you guys? So are you guys actually going to call Cyril at this point?
I honestly, I want to present it to everybody because I feel like
Okay.
I need more eyeballs on this because this is crazy and I don't know what he's planning. So I'm gonna call Cyril. No, wait, can I call everybody all at once? Can I,
Conference
page
call.
everybody?
The last time someone did that, it ended very poorly.
It
gonna-
will, and it doesn't necessarily guarantee everybody's in a position to actually pick up. Like there are a few of the NPCs in particular that are not going to be able to pick up because they're busy doing other shit.
Listen, there's a reason we don't add Tix Pit into the conference calls, okay?
Gotcha.
He does not know the meaning of mute.
So I think Xander would be good because he's intelligent, or he does research. Cyril would be good because he can do mysticism. Commodore would be good just because he's Commodore. And
Excellent.
Merch, I want you to come along, but I'm also kind of scared of you. So I'm gonna call all these guys and be
Okay.
like, "Hey, I need some help. Can you guys come by Shaba's ship?"
I love the fact that we're all squeezing at this point onto Shabba's ship. But
Yeah, just like
let's do it in the heck because there'll be more room there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, sort of.
Shaba, what'd you do to the heck?
Well, I needed a bigger pillow fort, so
The whole
We
I
still
don't
have
have
a
any of those
pillow fort?
programs on it anyway, so
program that's just a giant pillow fort with a
I-
single 8x11 sheet of paper that says "No boys allowed."
I
Jeez.
love the idea that this like notorious reckless space pirate uses the Hollow Entertainment Center to make a pillow fort.
yeah.
I love it.
just
Yeah,
with
see,
computer check of 40, would I be able to
Yeah.
zoom in on the retina to see what the reflection is?
uh,
Turns.
yeah, and basically the reflection is essentially like whatever recording device he used, like maybe a hover cam, that like pretty standard what somebody like a hover cam that he used to record himself and then feed the file into a digital format.
Can I make a medicine or life science check to see if I can identify any strange physical markings?
Okay.
Mysticism,
Sure.
mysticism.
Go for it.
It
Whatever
sounds like Cyril is
Nice.
going to roll his investigate.
Hey, it's what I use to investigate.
I'm gonna
Yep.
sit back and watch the group work because I already rolled all my
So-
shit and I don't know.
So maybe we get all of your eyes scanning this and like going over it and breaking it down and what
Notes are
have
being
you.
taken.
But what you
Magical
guys are coming up
squiggles
with
are being cast.
among all of you, what this comes up to is it seems like there is an agenda beyond the one that he's stating that's going on. There is some kind of agenda that, and it's hard to say whether it's even his own agenda. In fact, it almost seems like there's an agenda beyond his own here, but it's kind of hard to determine what that may be. And I think it's probably, I think there's a Isaki probably leans in and is very, very intently interested in this because she would come at this. And probably Kaleth and Harak. Go ahead and give me a mysticism check or computers check or something for Kaleth, whatever he's doing for investigation. And we'll get Isaki, and then there's something for Quevelin here too. I don't have his stats yet, but
Do you think if
Um,
something possessed my dad, it'll make him a better person?
Somehow, I don't think so.
I mean,
I don't know.
probably
It gives him cool
Technically-
eyeballs, though.
right,
Oh
like
wow! I
straight
almost dug a
across.
hole.
Oh, what'd you say? Come on now.
I was gonna say, not all of the replicants were bad. I mean,
Oh,
evil
shit.
Ezzy, yes, but Ashir was pretty cool.
You think
She
he's
did throw a
replicant?
knife at Slef, though.
And
She did.
Well,
Is
sir,
that really a bad thing, though?
we all should have thrown knives at you.
I was going
I
to say,
mean,
considering...
honestly, one of us should have just taken the evil act, killed you early on, and went to prison, and then became an evil person after that. But it would have
Not-
stopped a whole bunch of evil.
Not a bad idea, to be honest.
I think
But I would have missed you,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and that's how I'm flawed.
mm-hmm.
whatever is so between all of you, what you come up with is whatever is going on with him is deep. It's not just any one thing. There's something magical about the effects that's going on. Merch,
Like
Mm-hmm.
charm person.
there is, when people have been, you kind of have a general as a doctor, as a biohacker, when somebody has been altered in some way, even without
Boy,
a
do
baseline
I.
comparison. Even without a baseline comparison, something has been done with this guy. There's just something. You recognize the markers of DNA enhancement. Like you can tell where his facial features have been improved, but not through like crude means like like plastic surgery, but rather his DNA was tinkered with. Because there's just
Gene therapies. This is
every
very common with high-level corpse.
yeah. But
Is there
what's
anything
been
that magically seems to be going on?
Yes, there is something very differently. The shadow on his eyes definitely is some kind of spell effect or magitech effect, but whatever it is deep. And the thing that you're all getting to here is whatever his whatever this is going on with this guy, he's not the man that he's clearly not the man that he probably was at one point, either through the genetic manipulation you're seeing merge or through the mystical effects that are going on that all of your spellcasters are seeing here. And I want to give Cyril to give me a mysticism check here. I want you to give me one more mysticism check because now that everybody's sort of like made like their observations and whatnot.
Boo.
Honestly, I think that's probably good enough with all of the really good roles everybody else had. This your mind is
Saved
that
your
of an
ass.
investigator. This is because you have the mind of an investigator. This is what you do. You're a psychic investigator. You're looking at the notes that Murch has made. You're listening to Shaba's observations. You're seeing what Twinkle is coming up with. You're looking at what everybody is seeing, and moving reference point to reference point, you can only come up with one direct theory here that makes any real sense. This guy has been altered and is serving a purpose for somebody that is not of the Pact Worlds or the Veskarium or anybody else.
Fish people!
Possibly. This person is either a direct result of the programs that the Greys have in place or the Dominion of the Black. There's just too much going on because there appears to be biotech and magic and magitech and a lot of different things going on. And that shadow and the stilted way and the sort of like stilted way that his agenda is coming off, there is something, he's part of something else. He is part of something else that's going on. He is, and at this point, like, do you actually say anything about this?
Yeah, he, like, thoughtfully rubs at his chin, and we see, like, for a moment he holds out his hand. And it's like this magic symbol that then turns into, like, one of those arcane alchemical signs that then turns into, like, a targeting reticule and focuses in on those shadows. And after a moment of, like, deep concentration, it dissipates, and he's like... And this was, Vase's dad, right?
Yeah.
Vesa,
Uh-huh.
I regret to inform you that I do not believe that this is your father, at least not as you would have remembered him. I believe that we may have opened another mystery. I believe...
Because we need more of those.
Personally, I believe that he has become an agent of the Dominion of the Black. He could potentially be one of the Greys' agents, but between the two of them, I believe the Dominion of the Black is more likely to want to interfere with us directly, even if it is through pawns and agents.
So what? We just ignore the video and then pretend like nothing ever happened?
We use this video to remind us that we are on guard.
I mean,
You know, we could always poke the bear's nest and see what falls out.
Kind of look to Vase and be like, like motion for her to go on.
I'm it's gonna sound cold, but you guys want to go kill my dad?
Is it keep?
Am I the only one here who doesn't hate their father?
Yeah, no. Like
I
my
do
father
not have
just fine,
memories of mine.
but he's dead.
Isaki probably speaks forward at this point. She goes, "We do not have time for this. We have to get to if the information that the scholar has come up with, we need to get to the Marixa Republic or the Gilderon Authority soon.
Hmm.
A secondary stop to a secondary stop to deal with this is time wasted."
I mean, but isn't it about the journey and not the destination?
I was gonna say,
One
it
moment.
sounds like you're talking a lot about what you want to do. So what if we want to do what we want to do? Huh?
Quevelin
Ever thought of that?
actually, Quevelin
Yeah,
actually
what does Quevelin have to say?
yeah, Quevelin actually and he probably addresses this to both Serold and Zai. He's like, I believe Serold is right here. This does seem to be the work of the Dominion of the Black, or potentially my people. Either way, he's like, he's like, he's like, either way, and he kind of looks over at Isaki and he's like, she is also correct. If the Dominion of the Black has truly stolen Xander's research and knows as much as we do, then they will likely head for the earliest opportunity to get to the sifter first. If that happens,
As if
well,
like to cut off that, Serold
yeah.
announces out loud and was like, "That won't happen."
Is he talking to everybody now? The gray guy?
No,
Well,
he was talking to me and Zai, and then Serold
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
cut him off
Sorry.
speaking out loud. No, it's okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you pick up that the Gray said something to them in their heads or something from them looking at him or something, but otherwise it would seem like he's reacting to nobody because Quevelin doesn't say anything out loud. He just
Gotcha.
telepathic messages shit into people's heads.
Gotcha.
It's really funny when they try to talk.
Oh. I am concerned he's going to come after me. But I don't know. I mean, he might not. He
Hey.
might be preoccupied being a fucking piece of shit. So
Oh.
Everybody likes to be probed once in a while.
yeah, but by your dad.
I have not found.
Whoa.
No.
No.
I was talking about Quevelin. You went to a naughty place.
Yeah, he's a Quevelin is
Wow.
Quevelin complete. Yeah, right.
No.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Ladies
I thought
and
this
gentlemen of
was
the
you.
Back
audience,
that truck
it was the
way the
woman
fuck
that went
up.
there.
My bad, you guys. Sorry.
Quevelin for his part thinks back you very straight, like he doesn't even get that there's any joke in this. He's like, I have not found that to be true. Any memories I recall of people during the process, they were rather unwilling,
Like
uncomfortable.
in Quevelin's head, Serold, of all people, just says, "That was a joke."
Jesus.
Of all people, the one guy that shouldn't have got the joke. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, he gets jokes. He just doesn't find them funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you, my socially awkward wizard friend. You're so wonderful.
What? Now I'm imagining. I should have made him the stereotypical, like, fucking beard and pointy hat wizard.
God, that'd be fun to make just a wizard like that.
Yeah, be like a fucking wizard, and they'd be like, "Woo! I cast gun."
I cast gun. Nice. Yeah, and I think maybe we're at that, like, maybe this is because it is 10:25 now. I guess this is probably the part where we probably leave this hanging in the air, right? Where we've got you guys just came to the realization that Vase's dad is being manipulated by somebody.
And also a total piece of shit.
Well, he was that before, but he may be actually. You know what? This is the last bit we'll leave off with. Like, there's a couple of things that come through for you, Captain. First of all, is a message from Kolnak that states that the dwarves from his home they're not sending a big colony ship out to Planet Z. There's a couple of freighters that are interested, but they're really actually the colony ships they are sending. They're sending to look for other habitable planets in the cluster that your planet is in. The other thing you get is a package that it's literally a quick transfer to you, to your that like it's a priority message. Like maybe it comes through on a secure channel, like the Veskarium. Like you get like an Aveska official that's like Captain Commodore Zyval Veto. Priority message from the Pact Worlds just came in through for you, and he sends it to you. And it's a video package. And the video package.
Ooh, is it another snuff film?
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope, it's not. It's several media clips of various stories that are kind of being put together, and you are coming to the point where you realize, like, the culmination of which is basically you get a lot of this stuff come together, but there's like, and Arius Teletech paid for, in a shocking move today, paid for the defense attorneys for the appeals for Evan Saval, and then there's another one that's like, a private investor from Castrovel paid for the defense lawyers, paid for the defense attorneys for a minor criminal in artifact heist on Absalom Station. The rest of and there's another one that's like, in other news, the release of one Cervantic Cordrum has been secured, thanks in part by the negotiations of the business magnate. And there it is. And maybe we stop on the freeze frame, and it's Vase's dad right there, Savorin Riven, walking out of a courtroom, flanked by a bunch of attorneys, and with Cervantic Cordrum in a very nice suit, being following with him, and they're like a flood of reporters trying to get to him to ask questions, and they're just kind of like pushing him off and what have you. And that's kind of what we end with right there, is that, like, that freeze frame of this of Vasa's father coming out of a courthouse with an army of attorneys and Cervantic Cordrum in tow. And
all right, cool. So we are killing your dad. Rad.
I'm killing my dad.
You killed my dad.
She might.
So let's go ahead and get sign-offs here, and everybody start mailing me your Player's Choice Awards. So, and let's start with, normally we'd start this some other way, but let's actually start with Commodore real quick here with Zai. That way we can get to Ashira quicker.
I nodded off. I'm back. I'm totally here. I had my headset on the whole time. I don't know if I heard you, but I've been here.
It's
Okay,
all right.
well,
You woke up for the good part. You ready?
Okay.
Hi, I'm Captain Zai. I'm a 6'4" Kasathan. That means I got forearms and I kind of look like Goro. I play here on Monday nights with the crew of the Fire Shrike, and it's a lot of great fun. Sometimes when we actually manage to get enough people gathered up on Saturdays, I play Rita Throat Rot or with someone else. But now for important things. Tonight's episode was brought to you by Borts, Booze, and Bitches. That's food worth dying over. In at least 7 multiverses and 3 different dimensions, you can find a Borts, and it's just an amazing place to go and get slaughtered at.
Oh, I want to open a business in real life called Borts, Booze, and Bitches. So bad.
Right. Getting bitches on the sign is always the hard part.
Now you need the asterisk.
Yeah, just use an asterisk.
Right.
Anyway, sorry.
But, anyway, what else? Oh, it's also brought to you by Naughty Nina's Porn Emporium.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's
Here
you.
at Naughty Nina's this week, we have a fantastic set for you today. 62 sex toys for all 13 genders for every Marquai.
Sorry, what? Whoa.
On
Whoa.
top of that, we also happen to have nice avocado jelly skin tingling cream.
What?
For anybody who wants those natural sebaceous oils.
What?
If you want it, then you've seen it over at Naughty Nina's. Dang!
Dig.
Dang.
And for our final sponsor of the night, tonight's episode was also brought to you by Purple Codex. Purple Codex sells t-shirts at tpublic.com. They're both amazing and fantastic. In fact, this commercial is so fantastic, it's 2 parts. James, would you please?
In the long history of Teespring, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending Epic in its hour of maximum danger. Purple Codex does not shrink from this responsibility. She welcomes it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange ethics with any person or any other generation. The energy, the faith, and the devotion of Purple Codex to bring this epic will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the internet. And so, my fellow nerds, ask not what your merchandise can do for you. Ask what you can do to pay for your Twitch streamers.
Oh God, I wish I could put these on the radio. I just want to hear them randomly and be like, "What the fuck?"
I will buy ads.
Now on to Purple Codex.
I feel like he went Canadian on us.
I was gonna say.
I'm not very.
It was half Canadian and half Abraham Lincoln.
I'm not
so-
very good at.
I think you mean
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at Kennedy.
Okay.
No,
Not
but you
that
do
bad,
sound
nothing
like
stupid,
hit
jeez.
Kennedy from Clone High or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I was
Nothing
gonna
bad
say.
happens
Just a
to the
little closer, yeah.
Kennedys.
Oh.
Answer the question.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's on to you.
I am sick, so that's why I sound terrible. Although I feel like I played really well tonight. I think I did good. I feel like I'm at a turning point with Ashira, and I'm not sure which way I'm gonna go with her. So, so that'll be, a developing thing. Also, an announcement for those who are watching. I will be here again next week with these guys, but I'm probably gonna be on my phone because I don't think I'll have internet yet. So, but I will be here in voice. I just won't be streaming it. Like tonight, I wasn't able to stream. Half my computer is packed up right now. So, yeah. So like exciting note. I get the keys to my new place on Thursday, on Wednesday morning.
Fuck
and then
yeah.
I move in Thursday, and I'm so happy.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you.
fresh start.
Can I come live with
Nice,
you? For a while?
nice.
Can you what?
Can I come live with you for a while?
I just want you to come visit me.
Okay. For like 3 months.
Sure. What?
Okay.
Wait, why are you going to go live with her for 3 months?
It sounds like a great idea.
Sounds like amazing. Like amazing.
Yeah.
I think you'd have more fun if you came to live in Winfield for that 3 months and hung out with me and Sean.
Don't do
I
it.
mean-
Listen, I go every year for a week. It's enough.
Maybe I'll go up there next time you go up there. Make it a point.
Come to Bluegrass. I want to get Shaba down to Bluegrass too. It's so fucking bad.
Fuck yeah.
You can pay for the ticket to Canada from
When
Canada,
these-
rather.
Yeah.
When
Be
these
that long
days-
right now.
Can
No.
we even cross the borders right now? I don't think so.
It's super, super fun that you said it that way because it's very Midwestern. Oh, it's only 30 hours if we drive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's purple. Hey, bye.
awesome.
I'm
I
fucking
still-
Yeah,
done.
we love Purple Codex.
I love
Yeah,
it.
whatever. I'll send it to you now.
Sam.
I
I
did get
also
to see
need-
Chris over Bluegrass. Of course, Jesta did not return any of my messages because he's a punk.
I was fucking very stoned, very tired, and very not doing social crowds.
None love. Ignored. I feel hurt.
If
That's
you
why I
had
asked-
not,
That's
if
why I
you
asked
had
you to
not
come
been
in.
going to the lake to, boat in your bikini, which that was cool and everything. But if you hadn't done that, I would have went and picked him up, and he would have come and hung out because it would have been like you, me,
Listen.
and Amy.
I rocked that shit. I haven't worn a bikini in years, and
Wait,
I
wait,
bought
wait.
a cute black one that has
I did really
tentacles on
good.
it.
I didn't stare at you the whole time.
Such a suck up. Anyway, continue.
Mm-hmm.
We only have the hots for Amy. I'm sorry.
What? Okay.
What?
Anywho,
That's not
so
what I got out of that at all.
anywho, I still need votes from Ashira, Merch, and
Oh,
Zai sent me. a
I
vote.
just sent you my
You
vote.
sent me.
Ashira is
And-
going to have a problem. Oh no, she's got Discord. What am I talking about? Ashira just sent.
And who's next?
James.
James.
I can go next. Hi ho, friendolas. It's me, James, otherwise known as Nightheart. You caught me here today with a very bad Kennedy impression. And also playing Gerald Silverchild, who might as well be called S because he's pretty much L, except hopefully won't be murdered by a book, who got to do some mysticism today, got to roll some rolls that were above 5, which is an astronomical improbability, but it was fun nonetheless. You can also catch me here on Wednesdays for Hench to Mensch, where I play Martyr, the pain-dealing, pain-giving super mutant who's just fed up with all this bullshit, but hey, you gotta make fun of a cripple. So you know we're super villains.
Wow.
And on Thursday, you can find me playing Olzeg Nalganovich, the KGB spook, who is now the man in charge of the party, where we just came across like a fucking internet error in the real world, and someone tried to run away from it, and he was like, ha ha ha, Comrade Stalin, say no, and shot him in the back.
We did run away from that, right?
Yeah, but he did it first, and also he possibly murdered like 30 people, so... And he didn't die from the bullet immediately, but he did die from blood loss, although my character's still like, aim higher next time. Yes, hit hard. That's how you know that he's a Russian, is he does not care about the people he kills. And on Sundays, you can find me... I'm sorry for last time. I've been sick as a dog and got tested yesterday. Waiting back to hear about that, but you'll find me in Tales from the Cosmos, where I play a whole bunch of different characters, and apparently when I'm not around, they do really fucked shit, like burn down entire islands. That's very colonialist of them. I do not support it. And praise Yomade. And that's it for me.
Alrighty. Twinkle, you want to go next?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Cyrus Smith. You just saw me playing Twinkle Bailey, the isekai who just kind of got randomly invited to this thing that turned into a real big thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a real big thing. It just was kind of like someone on the phone. Okay, we were in the middle of a conversation, but whatever, I guess. Hey, you want to go see Vesa? Okay. Why?
It's a much better
Just
response
because.
than last week.
This is
Would've
true.
been, fuck no.
But yeah, you can also catch me on. You can also catch me on. Well, tomorrow we're going to be doing Don't Seattle for Anything Less, where I am playing Drifter, the sweet old lady that likes to run people over with her truck when she gets the chance. You can also find me on Wednesday playing Acer, the telepathic sniper that, well, yep, things are really, really screwed right now. But, hey, they can only get worse, right? And you can find me on Sunday. Oh, well, Saturdays too, yes, but I haven't been there in a while, so I probably should be there first before I talk about it. And you can also find me on Sunday, where I run Tales from the Cosmos, where, yes, they didn't set the island on fire. They blew up the island. I feel like there's a distinction to be made here. Is that sufficient, James? Am I too far out of line for that?
Yes, get out.
Gunner, you forgot about the most important game that you're in.
I forgot about the Thursdays.
I'm
The,
gonna cry.
Project Severovo, where man can in fact meet machine, and the consequences are terrifying. Oh, and also, yeah, this place just likes to delete itself randomly for no freaking reason.
We found the internet error that keeps turning off our YouTube videos.
Yeah, and then it tried to turn us off. How do you feel about that?
A little turned on.
So you found you.
All right. Yeah, that brings us back to Monday. That's me.
Right on, right on. Amy Gedden, you want to go next?
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Amy Gedden. Sorry I was late. I had the space poops. My bad. Caught me playing Vesa tonight. Turns out my dad's exactly what I thought he was, and now everybody knows he's something else. So that's exciting. I can't wait to see what happens there. Shaba's hot, and I'm glad we all had a get together. And sorry it turned into a bigger thing. I didn't expect it to be a bigger thing. I was just curious as to why Daddy-O looked the way he did. So I'm only here on Mondays because being an adult is stupid. And now on top of doing regular work things, I also get to homeschool a child. And if we all make it out alive, I'm gonna write a motherfucking book about it. And that's it. That's me.
Awesome. Psychopathic, do you want to go next?
Sure, sounds like fun. All right, Scott, Psych, whatever. Who did I play? Oh, I played Xander. I'm the seeker of knowledge to figure out this cipher thing, and all I did was present information to the known parties, and they can decide what they do next with it. I don't care. I did my research. Okay, what else? On Wednesday nights, I'm in Hinchterminch. I play Knight. Currently, he still wants to get a generator so he can turn on the TV that he adequately acquired from somebody's apartment. I don't know. Door got kicked in. Whatever. It's my TV now.
I love that you're playing a supervillain, but like all the villainous things you come up with that you talk about on these are like petty villainy.
Yeah,
like, I'm a
petty
supervillain,
crime.
I'm a supervillain, but I'm gonna rob a gas station. I'm not even gonna rob a gas station at gunpoint or anything like that. I'm just gonna steal some candy from the candy aisle.
That's the
Hey.
best supervillain, though.
Knight's that simple. Just
Yep.
basic stuff. He doesn't need to go too far.
Yeah, but
He's a
imagine
villain.
this. Imagine this.
He'll be
You're-
super.
You're,
Go
you're
ahead.
in the fucking grocery store. You know, you're down the bread aisle. And a fucking piece of bread just gets up and starts fucking leaving.
Right? Just like, wait, what?
Look.
No, he's got the cool pants that he just takes that bread and then it disappears. You don't see it.
Okay, see, I always thought whenever he was stealing something, like, even if he put it in his pockets because his pockets are invisible, it's just like... And I was like, yeah, I can imagine that would scare the shit out of poor old Granny just walking down the street, and all of a sudden a bunch of stolen groceries wander by.
Right now, he's just a villain. He'll be super when he's ready.
Right?
Right. And I can just make my head look like it's floating now, and it's cool. The rest of my body is invisible and not my head, and it just floats.
Oh boy.
Alright, what else am I in? Okay, so different Justice grab bag things. Like, we do Flesh and Fire. I'm a little mechanic dude. Legion class wrestling. I'm a manager of a wrestler. I don't know who. We'll figure that out. Then, on Faulty Comments, I'm playing this dude named John Smith, who got to punch zombies in the face. Now, how cool is that? You gotta punch zombies. What else? Oh, and then on Sunday night, I'm in Ballad of the Menagerie as chess. And this last time, I got angry because I couldn't shoot anything or hit anything, so I set fire to everybody. Kind of exploded, and then the rest of my party got hurt too. So, whatever. It died, though, so that's all that mattered.
Well, not all of them. Allie was standing far enough away; she didn't get hit.
Oh, that's because she was being weird. But I trained what's her name how to use a gun.
Yeah. True.
All right, that's all of me now.
Alrighty. Brian, why don't you go next?
Yes, I'm Brian. Tonight I played Shaba Young, the captain of the Fire Shrike, and she's gone back to her old ways. So yeah, they found her in probably the most interesting position. And on Tuesdays I am don't Seattle for less. I play Sakura, the cybernetic bioengineer enhanced elven samurai who has proven that she can kick someone's head off, literally. Of course, that's right after the fireball rips through most of what was there. Yeah, Miss Cyrus. It was great. But yeah, that's where you can find me all the time, and then occasionally I might pop into someone else's game. Depends on how I feel and what's going on in life. And yeah, that's it. On to the next one.
All right. That leaves win 5, get 1 free.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mike, also known as Win 5 Get 1 Free, and tonight you got to see me playing Matthias Merch Dieschborg, who's having a hard time getting his own urges and restraints in order, and he's getting sloppy, and things are getting a little bit difficult for him in life. You can also catch me on Thursdays, where I run Project Severovo, the channel's only game to date that has half-truck, half-man hybrids with flesh. You can also catch me on Saturdays, where I am going to be in various Just as Grab Bags and Black Box theaters. The one that I'm very excited for is the next time we do it, we're going to be Beef. I think you can catch us, if you are currently watching on YouTube, you can catch us on Twitch because you want to see us live. Because, you know, I'm already botching this. If you're watching on YouTube, we love you. You're fantastic. You're great. You're awesome people, and we definitely are glad that you like, comment, and subscribe. But you can also catch us on Twitch at twitch.tv/pair_o_dice_theater. If you are watching from the Twitchosphere and you want to see us on the YouTubeverse because you are super confused about what that person said and you want to see if YouTube auto subtitles can generate what they said, or more likely just say something completely wrong, then you can catch us on youtube.com at youtube.com/paradise theater. And guys, I've been active about twice a day on the Twitter. So if you want to see scheduling, you want to see errata, you want to see us interacting with the community, and most importantly, you want to see us have some memes, then you can catch us on Twitter at Pair Theater. I am Mike. You can catch me on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/thathoon, THATHOON, all caps. That's me.
Awesome. Well, that brings us back to me. We'll get a little bookkeeping done and out of the way first. First of all, everybody gets 1,000 experience points for the night. Chris, make sure you add that to Ashira as well, since she cannot do that for herself. And tonight's Player's Choice Award goes to Serold. It was a close one. Give yourself an extra 750.
Hell yeah,
Serold.
Fuck, you fuckers are making me do math. I hate you.
Oh no! He had extra.
I got extra experience points. It's so bad.
I got extra experience points. You're all going to hell.
If you don't want them, I'll take them.
No, they're mine. Go away, you thieving goblin.
All right. With that said, I am the Just the King's Right. You can catch me here on Monday nights for Fire Shrike, my favorite group of space pirates, space terrorists, and never-do-wells. You can also catch me here on Tuesday nights for Don't Seattle for Anything Less, whereupon I play the elven combat mage who threw the fireball. A very cocky elf named Salvo. with a number of false identities and thinks he's more professional than he is. You can also catch me here on Saturdays. I don't know that we're necessarily doing anything this Saturday, but we will come back with Flesh and Fire the week after. With Saturdays going forward, we're going to do some, instead of trying to do a ton of different things with Justice Grab Bag, Justice Grab Bag will become more random and appear on nights where nothing else is going on and we just want to do something funny. But what we will be doing is we're going to be doing Flesh and Fire every other week, starting the week after next, till we kind of wrap that up. And then we're going to start a new Apocalypse World campaign with potentially a different apocalypse and potentially a different cast. Or if not a different cast, at least at least a cast anyway. And we might do some Faulty Comics Presents on the weeks that we're not doing Apocalypse World. If we've got enough interest to do that. Maybe see if we can get our first superhero team off of the ground at some point. Because we sort of laid the groundworks for that the last time. You can also catch me here on Sundays and pay attention, Psychopathic. This is how we do it. The Ballad of the Menagerie, branding. For if you can't get enough Fire Shrike universe action, you can't get enough Starfinder, or if you were just simply wondering what the fuck is happening on Planet Z since they just went off and did other epic things. Yeah, that's where you want to go because you'll find the problem solvers of the menagerie taking on various jobs and trying to solve various problems and kind of help Planet Z get off the ground and become more functional. Uh, you know, so if you want to check that out, that's a good place to go. With that said, I believe that's all we've got tonight. So let's get an RIP Fern and get out of here. RIP Fern!